Hi guys, welcome back to yet another girl saved. No, wait, whatever. Yet another video. Try to be like cliche and be like one of those YouTube girlies, saved girlies, like, oh, saved and whatever videos, whatever. But anyway, so today, look, and I'm literally holding my mic down there. I don't know if you guys heard me, but today, wait, this is going to be my mic for today, not for today, forever. Why am I rambling? So, welcome back to my YouTube channel. And last video we talked about being whole in Jesus, and on today's video we're gonna talk about how to walk in discernment. I have my notes here in my laptop and I'm gonna be looking this way, so if you guys are going to be wondering why am I like looking this way, it's because I'll be looking at the notes. And wait, also I have my water my water let me put it right here. I have my water with me. So on today's video we're going to talk, I'm so sorry for the noise, for the background noise. It's definitely cows outside, trucks, as you guys could hear. But on today's video we're gonna talk about how to walk in discernment. In this particular topic, it's like this particular topic, it was very, I just feel like God gave it to me, because I wasn't really going to talk about discernment in this video. I was going to talk about superstitious or Jesus Christ, right? And then I was like, trying to do my research, especially about being superstitious or Jesus Christ. And one time I was just sleeping and I woke up in the middle of the night and somehow felt God, Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit talking to me that I should just do a video about discernment, about how to walk in discernment. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to do my research. You know that in videos you have to like fake it till you make it, but I'm gonna be real with you guys. I just found it very hard, for me to it was very hard for me to kind of be like, oh, should I make this video? I was just being so very indecisive, because I too myself I'm still trying to navigate how to walk in discernment and how to how to discern, right? And when I was researching and making notes, a lot of things just went clear, and it was very clear for me. And I was like, okay, I get it. And it was such a learning experience for me, especially researching and being able to learn from other people during the research about discernment. And yeah, and I kind of had my things. But anyway, so how to walk in discernment. First of all, we're going to explain what discernment is. Discernment is the ability to distinguish between right or wrongs, often guided by spiritual insight and personal conviction. Let me put it here so that I may be able to look at you and look at it at the same time. So it's the ability to distinguish between right or wrongs, often guided by spiritual insight and personal conviction. This whole statement, I'm gonna be real, I got it from Google, and Google just gave me that, right? And I kind of watched sermons talking about discernment. Well, I pray that the Holy Spirit guide this video and teach me how to not ramble and say the right words, because when I get nervous I ramble a lot. You would see in most of my videos that when it comes to these sit down videos I ramble a lot because I get so nervous. But Psalm 119:66, it says, give me wisdom knowledge, because I trust in your commands. And then the other versions, it says, teach me good judgment and knowledge, for I believe in your commandments, right? And then the other version, it says, teach me good discernment and knowledge, for I believe in your commandments, right? You guys could go check it up and everything, but I just liked in every version, it says, give me wisdom, give me good judgment, give me good discernment. So, and then it's like, somehow God is just opening this whole door for me. It's like, wisdom, it goes along with judgment and it goes along with discernment. And I had a question that I had asked the Holy Spirit. I was like, oh, so does discernment correspond with conviction? And this is my thing. I think it does. And one of the rules of the Holy Spirit is to convict. And conviction is a feeling. So this is my perspective, guys. So conviction is a feeling. Conviction is a feeling of a strong sense of moral obligations and righteousness. When it comes to discerning, guys, you feel the strong sense that tells you to do this or not to do that, basically. You always feel, because I don't know if I'm the only one, because every time I have to discern something, I just have this strong feeling, this strong sense that go there, don't go there, right? And that strong feeling, for me, it's sort of like conviction. And one of the roles of the Holy Spirit is to convict. And I asked the Holy Spirit, does discernment correspond with conviction? And then I think so. I don't know. You guys could comment down below and talk about anything really about it, about what you guys feel. Oh my God, talk about anything that you feel, guys, about this whole thing. The thing about discernment, it helps you avoid being deceived by sins. And it also, guys, how are you going to discern to know that you are in the will of God or you're doing the will of God if you can't even discern his voice? So that is actually why discernment is very important. And I just feel like I also had my times with discernment, and sometimes there was a point where I did not listen to the Holy Spirit voice, and I did not discern my environment, basically. The whole thing, guys, I know I'm all over the place, and I just feel like I'm all over the place. There's always a conviction for you to listen to the Holy Spirit, and the Holy Spirit will convict you in your right and wrongs, right? And the things that you have to do. And he can always come to and convict you to be like, no, I don't want you to go there. And it can be a strong sense, guys. And especially because discernment is like, it's mostly about protection. It's how God protects you. Because you can actually open doors that they don't have to be opened. And it can also be a life and death situation. And it is very important that you know and discern the environment. And one of the stories that I could think about is actually Noah's story, back to Genesis. So I'm just going to give it a refilled version, guys. Bear with me. So you guys know that God talked to Noah to build an ark. But you have to know that at that time, Noah had to discern his environment, about what is happening around him. And that is where the Spirit of the living God came to him and told him to build an ark. So discernment is also being sensitive to God's voice. That is why I said, how are you going to know the ability of God's voice when you can discern? So it's being sensitive to his voice. and also listening to his instructions that, oh, something is actually about to happen. Just 5 minutes ago, I was listening to a very, very sad testimony. It literally gave me goosebumps. Like, it gave me that feeling that you need to pray right now. And she was talking about the day she lost her husband. And it's a very sad story. Talked about the day she had lost the husband, and earlier on that day they went shopping with the family, shopping for a new car, and then they came home and there was a black cat. Obviously, as I said, as Africans, I'm so sorry, let me put it right like this. Okay. As Africans, we tend to be a little bit superstitious. But at that time, she just thought that it was just a cat, and that cat was just a strange cat, a black strange cat that just happened to come into the house and under that bed, and it just was so stubborn, like it didn't want to come out under the bed up until they called the caretaker, and the caretaker took it out the bed. I'm so sorry for the background noise, guys. Yeah, and that's what happened. And then late that night, around 9, her husband calls her. It's like, you know what, don't worry, I'm on. Because after the whole situation with the cat, the husband was like, I'm gonna chill with my friends. I'll come out. I'll just take an hour. I'll take an hour with my friends, and then an hour turned into 2 hours, and 2 hours turned into 5 hours, and she called him. Was like, where are you? He's like, you know what, I'm coming. So he came. Not actually, he was on his way, and he called her. He was like, I'm only 1 route away. And then she was like, okay, no problem. And then she was like, he's not coming. He said that he's 1 route away, but why isn't he coming? And it turned from 9, it turned into 10, and she slept with her kids, and she dreamt that night that the husband came and he was like, you know what, I'm leaving, and I'm sorry, this is gonna be the last time. I apologize, I'm leaving. But she didn't understand what was going on. And that morning, she found out that the husband died around the time she had that dream. It was very sad, and if only she could have discerned that cat, it's a sign to pray and cancel that spirit of death around her. The husband could have been living right now. We don't know, but discernment is very important because it's how you hear God's instructions. And it's a life and death situation, Brian. That's how because God doesn't want us to die young. That's how you hear from God, because the devil will always throw stones, arrows, bullets, everything for you to die regardless. And God uses discernment to speak to us. And the other thing that I found out, I'm just gonna it's actually a verse in 1 Corinthians. I won't say the whole verse, but it's just a beautiful verse. It's 1 Corinthians 12, verse 10, right? It says that the Spirit gives one person the power to work miracles, to another the gift of speaking God's message, to yet another the ability to tell the difference between gifts that comes from the different Spirit. And it goes on, and you guys could tell that the ability to tell the difference between gifts that comes from different spirit is definitely discernment on discerning different spirit, if it is the Spirit of God or the spirit of the devil. So discernment, it's like that, man, and it's a gift. That is what caught my attention, that this is actually a gift. And a gift, you can ask God, like, God, can you give me the spirit of discernment? Because I really want to walk in discernment. I want to live in discernment. And you will see how much life gets better for you. You'll see how much life just favors you because you're walking in discernment. You are always like, oh, I would say woke, but you're always like aware of the situations and aware, oh no, this is just God's doing, or the devil's doing. Discernment is it's so important because we are living in a very crucial time. We're living in a world where it's very chaotic, it's crazy. We don't know what happens tomorrow or in just an hour. So the best thing to do in life is just, seek God. Be sensitive to his voice. Also ask, man. It's a gift. So you have to ask God to give it to you. And for sure he will not keep that gift away from it for him. He will not keep that gift for himself, because he said that he's pouring every gift to the youngs, to the old people, to young ladies and young men out there. So he loves us so much that he also gave his only son to die for us. So why wouldn't he just give us these gifts that he actually promised in the word? So it's something that we should actually walk with. We should have, not walk, but we should have. So sorry for the noise, guys. It is trucks and cars passing by. So sorry. But you should ask God, man, to give you the spirit of discernment. Do not be shy to ask, because we're living in crucial times where we're living in end times. Honestly, we're living in crucial times. I also myself, I'm still navigating the gift of discernment. I'm still walking in it, because sometimes I can be ignorant. I'm not gonna lie, we're speaking the truth, guys, today. I can be very ignorant. I can just be like, oh okay. But the Holy Spirit will continue convicting me, because he loves us so much that he doesn't want us to die young. He loves us so much, man, and there is life in him. Yeah, guys, so this is the end of the video. This is the end of the video, and make sure to always be in prayer. Make sure to always seek the Lord. Mostly pray, guys. Pray. When I tell you prayer works, pray day and night. Do not quit praying. Do not quit praying. Never quit praying, because hey, if you quit, you're giving the devil an open door to mess with your life. So don't stop praying. Always seek the Lord, and always be under his guidance and his instructions and his will. Yeah, guys, so I'm just gonna end the video here. It's long. It's not long. It's short but sweet. It's short but sweet. And make sure you guys to hit the subscribers button, not the like. Yeah, guys, bye.